Welcome to ISEA. My name is Nicolas Lachance-Brais, and tonight I'm going to talk to you about my project in development, Time Leaves and Time Roots. This is a narrative experience of 3 consecutive immersive 3D paintings using Photoshop, Blender, and Oculus Medium sculpting software. The inspiration behind this project is the perception of time through the longest-lived organisms on our planet, trees and plants. The cycle of death, birth, and rebirth is essential to the well-being of those organisms as well as us. We'll follow our character, a living ent, through his journey and realization of those steps of the cycle. I will guide you through my creative process as well as the techniques I use to create projects like this. I hope you enjoy and learn a bit. Thank you very much. So we start here in Photoshop. I'm exploring the creature design and the silhouette. I've been mostly influenced by the ent designs in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but I still explored a lot of different options just for the sake of exploration. And also thinking of a world without humans or that humans have not yet arrived. What's most important in a good silhouette design is the readability and the iconic figure of the look, since we want the design to be readable and understandable for every viewer. And for the sake of empathy, I kept a humanoid design for this project. We are still here in Photoshop. This is a 360 painting sketch. This is mostly to validate with myself the composition and the lighting mood of the scene. The pretty rough nature makes it very easy to suggest more than to draw and to have a quick output on a 360 immersive basis. Here is the making of the second scene. This is a scene for my narrative arc that was the lowest point of our character, since he is confronted with the second step of the life cycle, which is death. So this is the remains of fire that burned a lot of the surrounding trees and a lot of his old friends and acquaintances that our character is facing. So he's confronted with the end of life and the next phase, which is death. And we want to have a very low and somber point. So this is the 360 painting final sketch for the second scene. We have now the mood that I was aiming for was something very foggy, very like a rainy day for contrast. Now we're jumping in VR. Here is Oculus Medium, now bought by Adobe. This is one of the most fun and enjoyable sculpting VR can get. I love VR sculpting for its accessibility, its quickness of action, and also its flexibility. It's so satisfying to have the model or the project you're working on having its full size, and changing the scale at will makes it so much more enjoyable to design and to iterate in a very fast and flexible pace. The accessibility of those types of mediums in VR will make creation and exploration much more enjoyable and much more accessible to every enthusiast that would like to try their hand at VR modeling. So we enter at the end Blender, which is a 3D software that is here for set placement. I'm using Megascans, which is a asset library and texture library that's been photogrammetrically imported. I also use here an add-on for Blender called Real Trees, which makes me able to spawn trees of varying degree of detail into the scene very quickly. So we have here the render of the scene. We have our character here looking at the Titan tree, and the whole scene itself for its immersion, its light, and the detail of the models makes it that much more easier for the last and yet soon to become a reality step, which is the overpainting and correction and overall merging of all those assets into one cohesive painting and immersive scene. We have also our second scene, which has changed in its lighting scheme pretty dramatically after some exploration inside the rendering software. We have still the very dramatic second act of the death, symbolized as well here by the blood red sunset. And still, yet again, a lot of overpainting to do, as that's why this project is still in progress. My name has been Nicolas Lachance-Brais, and this was Time Leaves and Time Roots. Thank you very much. Have a nice end of the ISEA.